So lads, the Olympics is it's heating up. And it's, you know what? I like it. I'm actually kind of enjoying the fact that there's no guarantee who wins. Yes, America are obviously the hot favorites. But at the same time, like, if Claver had just made a couple of layups, maybe the score would have been different. If, I can't remember who it was, Yui's foot wasn't on the line. If when Spain was on their big comeback, Dame didn't hit the big corner three, that game could have been different. But at the end of the day, USA played by far the best game I've seen them play. Czech Republic, look, it's the Czech Republic. Iran, it's Iran. That was by far the best I'd seen this USA team play. So they're coming into it at the right stage. They're heavily reliant on this guy right here. Super heavily reliant on him. However, there's now a story. There is now a story, and it's this game right here. At 5:15 a.m., 12:15 Eastern time, we got a game. We got a game on our hands. Australia, off the back of beating Argentina by 40. I get it, like, it is what it is. It wasn't really a 40-point game. If you're looking, last Olympics, this was a 10-point game. This was super close in the last Olympics. If you're looking at 2012 Olympics, yeah, USA pulled away at the end of that game. But Australia have had almost the same team through all of these games. 2012 Olympics, 2016 Olympics, this team, they got a lot of similar players. But like, if you're looking again at the Australian team, this Australia team has beat the USA team the last two times they played. They beat them in 2019. They beat them again a couple of weeks ago. They beat them twice. There is no fear. Like, there's no fear in this Australia team. I hate when wearing a Brooklyn Nets hat because I'm not a Brooklyn Nets fan. But again, it's either the Brooklyn Nets hat or, I don't know what I hit right there. It's either the Brooklyn Nets hat or this Los Angeles Knicks hat right now, because I still haven't got a haircut and I desperately need one. But yeah, this is an interesting game because the Australian team, they're not going to have any fear. They're going to expect to win this game. They're 100% expecting to win this game. And then whoever they play in the final expects to win as well. So it's going to be an interesting one for USA. Who do I think is going to win? I mean, it's hard to bet against America. It's hard. Like, you would have to be a crazy person to bet against them. Do I want them to win? Obviously not. And a lot of people are like, especially going at me on Twitter, being like, "Oh, you just hate America." Where it's like, first of all, no. Secondly, the reason why I'm almost everyone outside America cheers against America is just, again, they're just oblivious to basketball everywhere else. And also, the fact is that if you are a fan of international basketball, you would have seen this France team grow from the 2014 World Cup, where Rudy Gobert had just kind of come into his own, the likes of Batum. You would have seen these same France players, the Colo, all of these guys playing all the way up for years. You would have seen these Australian guys, as I said, basically an almost, well, not almost identical, but a very similar team to what they ran with in 2012, the same core. The Slovenian team, the story around Luka Doncic, the fact that they won Eurobasket 2017, didn't qualify for the World Cup, then qualified for the Olympics off the back of Luka Doncic, and are undefeated when he's on the floor. Like, there's stories around all these other nations. The Spain team, anyone who's a fan of international basketball, the Spain and Argentina teams, yeah, this is not really the golden era of Argentina, but Luis Scolari's still there. But everyone knows that Spain team has been very, very similar since 2012. 2008 Olympics still got guys there. Still got guys in the 2004 Olympics on the squad, Rudy Fernandez and Pau Gasol. There's a reason why people are fans of international basketball are like cheering for the teams that have been there for years, other than the collection of 12 players that just came together 3 weeks ago. But it is what it is. Either way, though, that collection of 12 players is starting to play. They're starting to play, which is making this very, very interesting. But I do think it's going to be the biggest test for USA. I hear a lot of people, like, again, it's the same BS US talk shows that called Slovenia Luka and the Miracles, talking about how, oh, the USA, they're going to win by 20 because all they have to do is stop Joe Ingles. They just don't get it. They just don't get it. Some people in American media. And I know for a fact the players get it. It's not the players that are thinking like this. It's not the players that are playing against these European guys in the NBA that if they're seeing NBA guys going over to EuroLeague and not particularly dominating, yeah, they've been good. But like, they've just got no clue what's going on with basketball outside of America, and they try to talk on it like they're experts. USA could win the game, but it's not about stopping Joe Ingles. Just like when they play Slovenia, it's not about stopping Luka Doncic. Basketball's not that simple, and the Olympics have shown it. They beat Spain, but couldn't stop Ricky Rubio. They might lose to Australia, despite the fact that no Australia player might score more than 15 points. Like, that's possible. That can happen. Because especially with this type of basketball, the way basketball is, you can camp guys in the key. They can slap the ball off the rim. It's played at a different pace. The referees aren't going to call fouls where people jump into defenders. The game's different. And it's about stopping the collective of the team, which I believe USA did a fantastic job against Spain. Like, if you look at the USA versus Spain game, outside of Sergio Rodriguez and Ricky Rubio, even though Ricky Rubio was the lowest plus minus on the floor, that's because when he was on the floor, no one did anything. Like, you look, Sergio Rodriguez, 6 of 10 from the field. Ricky Rubio, 13 of 20. Claver, 3 wide open missed layups. Usman Garuba shot 2 3-pointers for some reason. Great defender, not a good shooter. 4 of 11 for Willie Hernan Gomez. Most of his baskets were tip-ins. And then he couldn't score wide open post hooks on Dame Lillard. Rudy Fernandez, 0 of 4. Pau Gasol, 0 of 1. Abrines, 0 of 2. Yui, 2 of 6. 0 of 3 from Yui. Like, that was the thing, is that USA did a great job. They didn't stop Ricky Rubio, but they stopped the collective of Spain beating them. And that's what this is about. With Australia, you can stop Patty Mills. You can stop Joe Ingles. You can maybe have, like, Thibault. The 2 big guys are in there. You might be able to stop them all individually, but if you can't stop the collective of their parts, you're going to struggle. And that's what I believe USA kind of need to do. If they focus too much on stopping Patty Mills, they're going to struggle. But if they play the type of defense they played in the third quarter against Spain, when they stopped switching everything and they started fighting through screens, they started showing and recovering, not letting any just easy dump into the post, offensive rebounds, when they were basically trying to make Ricky Rubio go one-on-one with them at times. Did it work according to the box score? No. Or did it work for people that said, they couldn't stop Ricky Rubio? If you're looking at basketball as a 1v1 game, it didn't work. But it worked because Spain could barely score. But the most interesting game for me is this one right here. France versus Slovenia. We have got France, we got De Colo, we got Fournier, and we got Gobert, who is maybe the best center in the world in this type of setting because he can just camp into key and block shots. And he's also decent around the basket. Like, he is the best, like, of someone that blocks shots like Gobert blocks shots, he is one of the better offensive players. Although he's a bad offensive player. But, like, when you're looking at guys in the world that block shots like Gobert do, there's Whiteside, there's not many of them around. But, yeah, he's mediocre on offense. In this type of setting especially. But Slovenia, like, it's Luka and a bunch of guys that play their ass off and hit shots. And there's a lot to be said for guys that do that. So it's always going to be a tough one because Slovenia's big can shoot. Like, if you're looking at Slovenia, especially against Germany, you're looking at the box score of this game. Like, Mike Tobey can shoot. 2 of 3 from 3. He may have the slowest wind-up you will ever see, but he can shoot. So if Tobey starts hitting shots, it's going to be tough for Rudy Gobert to camp in the key. And then it all comes down to how Slovenia shoot. Like, again, even against Germany, Slovenia shot 42% from 3. Like, that's exceptional. Zoran Dragic, 5 of 7. But if you look at them against Spain, until the fourth quarter, they shot badly. Like, they ended up shooting 31% from 3, but most of that was in the fourth. They were shooting horrifically until the fourth quarter. So I think it's all going to come down to that in this game. Is can Slovenia hit shots? Because they are 100% focusing on Luka. Like, Luka, again, he might have 35, he might have 12. But I don't think this game comes down to whether or not Luka is scoring points. I think this game comes down to whether or not the other guys are hitting wide open shots. So yeah, that is a bit of a preview for that. Now we are on to the old free agency. So, according to Brian Windhorst, Dame would like to get Draymond the Blazers. I mean, as good a friend as Draymond Green is with Dame Lillard, there is, I mean, I'm pretty sure if there's anyone recruiting anyone, it's Draymond trying to recruit Dame to the Warriors. Draymond knows he's not leaving the Warriors. Why would Draymond ever leave the Warriors? As great a player he is, like, he's someone that if he was in the Warrior system, there's a 0% chance he was in the Hall of Fame. And now probably going to be a Hall of Famer. And then another tweet from Woj. The Golden State Warriors traded Eric Pascal to the Jazz for a protected second round pick. That's a bit of a weird one. I think they might be just clearing some salary space, but it'll be interesting to see what the Warriors do. And also, getting Warriors to the Jazz is good. As it says there, he's a childhood friend of Donovan Mitchell. Also, Eric Pascal, decent 2K player. I can't lie. But anyway, yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. That is the video. So let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys think are going to win in each of the games? My predictions, I hate to say, I'm going to do USA by, I don't know. I'm going to give a prediction that if USA win, it'll be by 15 plus. If it's a single digit game, Australia win. That's my prediction. So if USA win between 1 and 10, I'm wrong. Or if Australia somehow win by double digits, I'm wrong. But that is my prediction for how this game's going to go. France versus Slovenia. Man, I think France are going to win, but my God, do I want to see Luka Doncic in the final. I think France by... I have some weird feeling it's going to be like France by 20. I don't know why. I think it's going to be a little bit like Australia in the last Olympics, where they looked really, really good through all the group stages. They looked like they were going to go and make the final of the Olympics, and then suddenly they lose to Serbia by 25 in the semi-final. I have a weird feeling it's going to be something like that. In the bronze medal game, I'm going to say Luka Doncic and Slovenia win the bronze medal. So anyway, that's the video. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.